So I'll check attendance for anybody that shows up in the next. I'll check attendance again around 3:15. Okay. So let me see. Let me see. As far as announcements go, so hope everyone enjoyed their weekend, right? We are at the top of week 5. Okay. So what that means is that exam 1 was due last night at 11:59 p.m. But with all of our assignments, we can work on any assignment past the due date. So you can still work. You should still be able to work on the exam, but there's a 10% late penalty. So the highest you can earn on the exam from here going forward is a 90. But we get unlimited attempts at these assignments, and the system is set to take our highest score. Also, as an update, I went on and there's a folder. So like when you go into our Blackboard page, you open up our main folder. There's going to be a folder that says box link. It's like folder number 3 or 4. In there, you're going to find a PDF copy of all the writing that you see me doing. So anything that you see me writing, I basically dump it into that box folder. So when you go to our Blackboard page, you look for the folder that says box link, and you'll find a copy of the PDF of all of our sessions. So basically, again, anything that you see me writing, I load it there. Also, so not only, hopefully you guys are finding your way, to get our assignments completed on Pearson. Again, you access it through Blackboard, but then also just be sure that everybody here has, that you've been working on your lab. You have to connect with Dr. Lamar, and that's what that is. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come here. Come here. I know. She gets so worked up. I'm in the middle of class. Did you need something? Go ahead. Let me see. Yeah, so just be sure that, not only are you doing the assignments in Pearson for me, but then the lab component, you have to connect with Dr. Lamar and basically follow her instructions. As always, this is a remote asynchronous. So if you're in the Zoom call right now, that means you've gotten your attendance credit and you're not obligated to stay. And as we kind of move through the material, if you have questions, just feel free to unmute yourself and get my attention, and we can stop and talk about it. The original intent is for this time to be a Q&A or a study session. But I just fill it with going through the lecture and going through as much of the homework as I can just to fill the dead air. Yeah. All right. So if you have questions, you have to unmute yourself. So with that, I know I'm saying a lot, but I don't know. I don't really care that much. We are continuing with chapter 1 on section 1.4, library of functions, right? And a few objectives here: we like to define linear functions, discuss important properties of functions. We like to graph square root. I think I just made a new word, scraph. It's a fused graph and square root. I don't want to talk anymore. So I've been talking all day and I'm like, okay, that's enough talking for one day. But it's okay. We would like to graph square root and cube root functions, and we like to evaluate and graph piecewise functions. We like to graph basic functions and find the average rate of change of a function, right? So those are some objectives we like to get through. Now, we don't have enough time together to get through all of this, but again, as usual, I do have a recording of all of this section, right? So, I took some time to go ahead and make a presentation that goes through this entire section that should be available. You should be able to access it. So we'll do what we can together. Also, whatever you see me write, again, I'm gonna make a PDF version of it available before we part ways. I'll load the PDF and you should be able to access it. Can I get a volunteer to read this page for me, please, and thank you? Let me check the Zoom. Are you guys there? We are. Okay, so let me get these guys. Cool. So let's see. Let me stop this real quick. That's fine. Okay. So I'll check back here in just a moment. Let's kind of take some time. So if you're just joining us, I mean, you know, I think I forgot to share my screen again. Share screen. Let's see. Yeah, so you know the announcements I was able to live stream those, so you know you can always go back and pull the recording just to see the intro. We are working on section 1.4, library of functions. Let's take some time to start making our way through this material. So we have linear functions. Let m and b be real numbers. Then the function f of x equals mx plus b is called a linear function. If m equals 0, the function f of x equals b is called a constant function. And if m is 1 and b is 0, the resulting function f of x equals x is called the identity function, right? So we have these three linear functions. The first one is the one that should be familiar, y equals mx plus b. If our slope is 0, then we have y equals some number. That's called a constant function. That's going to be a flat horizontal graph. If our y-intercept is 0 and the slope is 1, then we have basically y equals x. That's the identity function, right? So that's just a diagonal line. Okay, so then graph of f of x equals mx plus b. The graph of a linear function is a non-vertical line with a slope m and a y-intercept of b. Notice here when the slope is positive, as we trace the graph left to right, it goes up. When the slope is negative, as we trace the graph left to right, it goes down. Okay. If the slope is 0, as we trace the graph left to right, it stays flat or horizontal. It neither rises nor falls. If the slope is 1 with the y-intercept of 0, then we're talking about the identity function. This is basically y equals x. Okay. Check really quickly. Get this. Let me let him in. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough at this hour. Like, even I'm just like, my energy is gone. Like, so I was like, well, let me eat something right before. I had like peanut butter sandwiches just because, you know, I don't know, it's energy. But let's press on. So we're actually write a linear function for when we have g of 1 equals 4 and g of negative 3 equals negative 2, right? So with this one, did you enjoy your time outside? You back? Where are you going? You gonna hang out with us for a moment? So we're actually writing a linear function g so that we have g of 1 equals 4 and g of negative 3 equals negative 2. It is a good idea. Hopefully you guys have connected with like the tutors and you guys are working together. I just encourage it. It's a good idea. You've already paid for the tutoring services, so you definitely want to take advantage of that. You don't want to pay for the services and then not use it. You know, all this stuff is there, right? If you want to see the recording of the lectures are already there for the entire semester. And you can work on all of these assignments, you know, with the tutors, and it's okay. That's just the way it's designed. So with this one, right, we're actually write a linear function. So let's write down what we're given. The first piece of information is saying that when x is 1, the corresponding y is 4. And then the second piece is saying when x is negative 3, the corresponding y is negative 2. Okay. So if we're writing a linear function, then it's a good idea that we're probably finished with f of x equals mx plus b. And since we have two ordered pairs, maybe we might find the slope. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Again, this is our slope. Okay. So whenever I have an ordered pair, I like to just label it x1, y1, x2, y2. All right. It just makes putting it into our function much more simple. Okay. So let's start with the slope. So then our slope is going to be y2, which is -2, minus y1, which is 4. And again, this is going to be our slope. And our x2 is -3 minus 1. Okay. Top, it looks like we get -6. On bottom, we get -4. This reduces down to a +3/2. Okay. So then now we have the slope, and let's go and find the y-intercept. So I'm going to plug in one of our pieces of information along with the slope into the y equals mx plus b. So we got the m was 3/2. Let's clean it up a bit. 3/2. I'm going to choose the first point. When x is 1, we're trying to solve for b. Our corresponding y should be 4. I'm just going to kind of work to the side here. So then ultimately b is going to be 4 minus 3/2. So that's going to be 8/2 minus 3/2 to give us 5/2. Okay. So we got our y-intercept. So then to get our function, it should be f of x equals m, which is 3/2 x plus 5/2. See, can I paste it? That would be nice. No? Okay, that's okay. Okay. All right. And so what we're saying with this result, we're saying that when x is 1, the corresponding y should be 4. When x is -3, the corresponding y should be -2. And this is a line because the highest exponent is a 1. Right? The highest exponent on any variable. So when x is 1, 3/2 plus 5/2 is 8/2, which is 4. So that one checks out. When x is -3, we're going to get -9/2 plus 5/2 to give us a -4/2, which is -2. Okay. Okay, so you see the slope of 3/2 there. I think they essentially did this. No, well, so they took this slope and they plugged it into point slope form, right? So we plugged it into slope or intercept form and solved for b. We took that slope and one of our points and solved for b. They took a point and a slope and used the point slope form, right? But we get the same result. Okay. Let me check Zoom. I have just the time to check Zoom. I'm like really faded. Let me see here. So with the problem with the test, just bring it up towards the end of class. Let me see. Let me get the student. And honestly, we could talk about it now because like I need to do something different. Like I've been talking about the same thing all day. See, this is it Telemachy? Is that how I pronounce it?
Telemac.
Telemac. Let me pull up your exam. Give me just a moment.
All right.
See, so this is My Lab and Mastering. Ho ho. Because the student earlier had a similar issue. I told him to remind me towards the end of class, but I think he got off early. And so in the class, and I was, but that was you?
Yeah. I was going to put that in the chat.
No. I mean, from another class.
No. Okay.
This is College Algebra 1. This is what, the 3 p.m.?
Yes, sir.
This one here. Let me hop back over here for right now.
It was weird because it happened to me twice.
Well, we can look at it. I'm almost there. By student. Okay, this one. I'm talking about the exam. You want just the latest one? You know,
yes, sir. It's the one where I got the 75. I think that was the 6.
Okay, let's see. So question number 6. It said, the center of the circle?
Yes, sir. It wouldn't let me answer it. I have refreshed, restarted my computer. Everything, I just couldn't click on it. I really need those points.
What kind of browser are you using?
Chrome, sir. Chrome. I use Chrome for everything.
Okay, so at this point, what you would have to do, only thing I can think to tell you is to just retake it. Because like I can't give credit like if I don't see the result. And you can still retake it and you can still earn up to a 90. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You might just have to like go through it again. Let me check another one. I'm trying to think. So like I know when you're in Safari, I don't know if Chrome has the same issue. I don't think Chrome has the same issue or not, but I know like if you were working in Safari, you have to allow pop-ups and you have to allow cookies for it to like behave properly, to try to minimize that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a bad idea. I think you can allow cookies and pop-ups per site. Like you can allow the cookies for Pearson and allow pop-ups. You don't have to do it across the board, but it doesn't hurt. Just, allow cookies, allow pop-ups, and then try it again.
Okay.
Trying to think. Because I know this intends to like go back.
I'm just worried it'll happen again because it happened on question 17, I think, too. On the top one, I wasn't able to answer.
Let me check. Yeah. For that reason is why I like do unlimited attempts, because I know how frustrating it can be. That's why I do unlimited attempts with a small penalty. It's like 90% is still pretty good. You feel confident in showcasing it right now?
Retaking it again right now?
Just that question. You feel like you can do it right now on the spot?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's do this. We're gonna do something. You're the first one to like do this, so I'm willing to do this. Do you have like a tablet or anything like that?
I have a laptop. I took the test on my laptop.
Okay.
I'm on my phone right now.
Okay. All right. So if you can, what I'm willing to do is, provide you with the question, and if you work it out right now, like either what I'm thinking is, are you doing Zoom on your laptop?
I'm doing Zoom on my phone.
So if you're doing Zoom on your phone, you should be able to like turn on the camera and kind of like do like an overhead shot so I can see your paper,
Yes, sir.
and you work it out. If you do it and it's correct, I'll just give you credit for it now. So that way you don't have to go redo the whole thing.
All right, sir.
Let's see if we, hang on, let me pull it up. So I think that's a fair exchange.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. So, all right. So like if you can go ahead and like start, let me stop sharing the screen. If you can share, that's fine. Like you can start a video, yeah. And you want to be able to show your paper. And let me know when you're ready to. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay. I don't know if you can like stabilize it, like make it so it's not moving, but that's fine.
I don't know. I think it's the best I could do.
Okay. So it says find the center and radius of the circle. And the equation is you have, can you turn the camera like 90 degrees? Yeah, that's better. So it says the equation is you have x squared plus y squared minus 6x plus 4y plus 9 equals 0. And they just basically want the center and the radius. Can you like walk us through it?
All right. So first step, subtract this 9. So the other side, get rid of the 9.
Okay.
Okay, so then you got x right here, minus 6x.
Okay.
And then group them. Sorry, x squared minus 6x plus y squared plus 4y equals negative 9.
Okay.
All right, and then take out you find the least common, the greatest common factor. So you take these, you take out the egg, factor out the x.
So I think from there you want to do completing the square.
Yes,
like,
sir.
Like the b over 2.
B over 2
squared. So that one is the one that's like, I kind of want to give you a few minutes to think about it because that one is a little bit, because I don't think we talked about that one exclusively, but it's in there.
Okay. I think I should remember this from the past. So x. So that would mean -3.
Okay. Yep. Keep going.
And then this equals +2. And then from there, I know you flip them. So it should be 3, -2. And then the radius would equal 3 plus minus 3.
Okay. So let me think. I don't feel confident in giving you those points, but I really like this exercise. Let's do this. I think we can work something out. Let me do this. So we're gonna share the screen. I'm gonna come back. But you're not far off. You're missing like one key thing that there's one key thing that you are missing. But let's do this real quick. Let me think about it while I do this. So we're finding the center and the radius of the circle, right? So we have, ooh, that's no good. Wait. Go away. Come on. Ooh, come on. Let me, I'm going to add a page in here. Let's add it right here. Let's talk about this one. So let me see, this is what I'm willing to do. Let's work through this first. So for this one, you had x squared plus y squared minus 6x plus 4y.
Yes, sir.
Plus 9 equals 0, right? So then yes, I saw where you grouped the like terms. So I saw where you did this, right? And that was a proper move. You also subtracted the 9. So I'll make a note of that in just a minute. And then you had the plus y squared plus 4y, and then you had equals 9, right?
Yes, sir.
But then from there, you had to do completing the square, which is where you were missing one part.
All right, yeah. Well, you divide them by 2. Okay.
Divide by 2. Keep going.
And then do you add them to the other side?
You're still missing it. It's one part, so it's right here. Completing the square, you have to do b over 2 squared, right? So you have to do negative 6 over 2 squared.
Squared.
You're missing the squared. That was the key.
Oh, okay.
So without that squared, it wasn't gonna fly. Hang on, let's finish it out. And then same thing for this one. So b over 2 squared would be plus 4 over 2 squared on both sides. Okay. So then negative 6 divided by 2 is what?
Negative 6 divided by negative 3.
And then negative 3 squared is?
9.
So what we're really doing is, for that one, we're adding 9 on both sides.
Okay.
And then what about this guy right here?
4 divided by 2 is 2, times 2 is 4.
Or squared is 4, right? So we're adding 4 there, right? And then this 9 basically just comes down. Let me, instead of writing it that way, let me get rid of this. And let me just move these guys up to be consistent. So that's what we were doing, right? And so without the square, the numbers were going to be off.
Okay.
Can you take it from there or walk us through from there?
Walk us through from there. All right. So
you need the image back?
Yeah. Please tell me.
Where'd it go? Okay.
Plus 9 and 1.
Let's see what you got. Let's see. Okay. I don't know if we can get it clear.
I need to turn my brightness up. You want to turn on the light?
That might. Okay, here you can. Let me see. I just can't see it. It's a little bit better. Okay. Here instead, because I feel like you're pretty close. Let's do this. So walk me through the next couple of steps.
Okay. All right. So negative the 9.
Okay.
Right here. If you add the negative 9, you add that to 9, you get 0. But when you add this 4 to that, you get positive 4. And
Okay.
to get the radius, you unsquare that to get the 2.
Okay.
So you get the radius equals 2 right here.
So that's 2 squared. Okay.
Yes, sir. And then for x minus 6 plus 9, you factor that.
Yes. What does it factor into?
There was that's negative 3.
Yep. Okay.
And then right here is positive 2 for the y is positive 2. But when you go back and you fill them, when you add them to the zeros, it changes to the opposite. So then you end up with 3, negative 2 as the center.
So what am I writing?
What
am I writing? These parentheses. What am I writing inside the parentheses here? Because when you factor.
Yes,
can you
sir.
see?
Yeah, I'm looking.
When you factor this, what does this factor into? You said it. I just need you to tell me what to write.
Oh, so you put x minus 3.
Yeah. And then what's the other one?
Y plus 2.
Okay. So then what's the center, the h comma k?
It will be 3, negative 2, because when you add them back to 0, it changes.
Yep. And then what's the radius?
The opposite. The radius would be 2.
Okay. All right. I can give that credit. That was enough, right? Like I can give you credit for that. Because you did miss the squared, but it's okay.
Yes, sir.
So let's
nervous.
Because that was impromptu. You didn't know you was gonna be on the spot like that. So I was like, okay,
No.
I can get down with that. Okay, so let me see what I can do. Let me see. I can give you credit for that one.
I appreciate that one. That one.
No, that's not me. That's you. You did it. You spoke up and you proved it. You did it. I saw it. I was like, okay, cool. I can work with that. So that has nothing to do with me. That was all you. Let me see. Ooh. You need like one more. Let's try to get you one more, because with giving you credit for that one, you want to get one more somewhere.
What would that put me at? What, 79?
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna go lie, sir. The next one that I left blank, what was it, question 17? That one was more of a guess.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see. That one's kind of detailed. I see it. Function. Answer the following questions about the function. Okay. We got a solid.
I was gonna say it was on the graph.
Is there a graph for this one? So 17 on this exam was answer the questions about the following functions. It gives you a f of x, a parabola. The first one is 211 on the graph.
Yes, sir.
Want to go through that one?
Yes, sir. That's the one.
You can get points. Okay. So let me think. What's the best way? Because if you have,
I think I just use my graphing calculator.
But that's fine. But let's do this.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to pull up this question so that you can see it. You should be able to see my screen still. I'll pull it up, and you basically just tell me what to write and walk me through it. So let me pull a copy of it. We got 10 minutes. If you can walk me through this one, you might be able to recover points for this one and not have to retake it and you'll see the grade in just a moment. But you're like, really, and it makes a big difference. Let's share. I wanted it on this device. Come on. Please, thank you. Sometimes I don't like to work. All right, that's fine. So then we're here. Hopefully recent. Cool. Add. All right, cool. All right. So this is one that you can recover a lot of points from. Is that what it's going to look like? Oh, that's not going to work for me. Hang on. Delete. Can I zoom in? Come on. There we go. Give a little bit more. All right. let me try this one. Let's go quickly. Where is it? Where is it? Right here. Let's share. AirDrop. That's good. Like that. Come on. Boom. Then we're going to hop back here. Plus this one. Add. Crop. Yeah, and like I'm open to this because like I wanted to do something different because for me on my end, I've been kind of saying the same stuff all day and like I had no energy. I was like, I got to do something different. So because you swooped up and I'll go back and forth, and if you convince me that you know what you're talking about, then I can give you the points. Okay, so you got a solid 10 minutes. It's a little less than 10 minutes, but if you can walk us through this and tell me what to write, you know, I feel like that's the best way with what we have to do. You tell me what to write and see if we can recover some points. We might be able to get you into the next grade bracket and you won't have to retake the exam to do it.
Okay. All right.
All right. So can you see it okay?
Yes, sir.
So it says, answer the questions about this function. So the first question is the point 2, 11 on the graph? So that was a yes or a no. What do you think? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes, sir.
And why is it a yes?
Like I said, I used my graphing calculator.
Okay. What did you do in the graphing calculator?
Entered let me put it in right now.
Okay. What kind of calculator are you using?
It was TI-84.
Okay. And so you're basically doing the y equals?
Yes, sir. And then 4x squared minus x.
So then once you have it in there, how are you confirming that this is a point on the graph? What did you do?
I went to the x. I went and looked at the x-axis, looked at 2, and now I saw that matched up with 11.
Okay.
And I clicked in yes.
Yeah, that works. That works, right? You can do that.
Yes, sir.
Another thing you could have done is let x be 2. So you plug in when x is 2, the answer should be 11. Right? But what you did was perfectly fine. That's one way to go about it. Okay, so you got credit there. Let me see. Okay, so then for part B, it says if x is -2, when x is -2, what's the corresponding y? So when x is -2, what's the corresponding y?
Still trying to put it back in.
Okay. While you do that, I want to show you the following.
Yes, sir.
So give me your answer because remember we're running out of time.
Yes, sir. I know.
It's not good. No pressure. it's gonna be okay. Okay, I want you to see this though. Wow. So this is I got an 83 plus here. It's not an 84, but it's similar. If I go to my y equals, I type 4x squared minus x minus 3, right?
Yes, sir.
Now I go back to the home screen. Now, you see on the right-hand side where it says clear? To the left, it says VARS. I'm going to click on variables. I'm going to go to the right to go to Y variables. I'm going to click number 1 to call on that function I just typed in, and then number 1 again. So what this is doing is calling on the function I just typed in. Result, when x is -2, what did you get?
Okay. Sorry, it's still not, my thing is still not working.
You can do it manually as well.
I just have to plug it in. Yes.
Yeah. When x is -2, tell me what result do you get? We got a solid 3 minutes. We got a few parts to get through. So
All right. I got 15.
Awesome, right? So notice when I hit enter, you get 15.
Yes,
Right?
sir.
That's good. So then the next part says, using this information, list the point. So if x is -2, the corresponding y is 15. So then the ordered pair.
-2, 15.
See what happened here. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so let me give you credit for that one. Let me see. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'll fix that later. So then part C says, if y is -3, what's the corresponding x?
Okay.
Can you walk
So you set it up, what, -3 equals 4x squared minus x minus 3?
About out of time. Let me see. So you said this is part C. Hang on. Come on. That's gonna be fine. You said -3 equals, you said 4x squared.
Yes, sir. Minus x minus 3.
Okay. So then what?
Good question.
You know what to do because you did it. You did something similar.
All right, so you add 3 to the other side.
Yep. So basically setting it to 0, add 3 to both sides. Right? You good?
That equals, yeah, cancel that. So that equals 4x squared minus x. What'd you say, sir?
You good? I'm just
okay.
So say you get here, then what?
All right, and then you gotta factor out the x.
Okay. So if we factor out
x parentheses, what? 4x equals 0.
Like this?
Yes, sir.
So are these lines the same?
Are the lines the same?
Yeah. Is this line the same as this line? Each line should be equal. Because if you distribute
times 4x plus 1.
Not plus 1, but
minus 1.
Okay. So now if you distribute, does it work?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, we're good to go here. Okay. So then what?
X minus 1. Do you add 1 to the other side?
So this is similar to where before, like if I wrote it as x plus 0 times 4x minus 1 equals 0, what would you do here? Because you did it literally like in a previous example. So here you apply what's called the zero factor property. When things multiply to give a 0, you set each thing to 0 and solve. So if you set each factor to 0, where does that take you? You still there? Oh no. Okay. Let's see, because we are out of time. I can give you half credit, and I think that should be enough. I think I can give you half credit because we got about halfway through this one. I know we kind of ran out of time. I can't hear you. I don't know if you're still there or not. Right now I'm willing to do. Yeah, I can hear you now.
I don't know why it muted. I'm sorry. All right, but cool.
So, what's the next part?
We set each one equal to 0. So 4x minus 1 equals 0. You add the 1 to the other side. Then you divide by 4. So x will equal 1, 4.
Okay. What about the other one?
That equals 0. You said x equals 0. That's 0.
So then the question says, what is the x? What are the points? So we got our two x values. Let me see. That's enough. That's good enough for me. Okay. So we are out of time, and we made it about halfway. Like
yes,
we got through we pretty much got through C. We still had D, E, and F. Let me see.
Mm-hmm.
I think half credit on that question should get you to where you're trying to go.
Yeah, hopefully.
You did not. Let me hang on. Let's see here. Let me submit the grade. And yeah, I think it got you there. So you're much better off than where you were at. So what that means is you'll see where your score is after this engagement. You see where it is as far as your highest.
Yes,
and
sir.
then, but if you want to go higher, then now if you want to retake the exam again, you can retake it and still get a higher score if you want.
Mm-hmm.
But you can look at it. But yeah, exams. So I'm glad we had this experience because the exams, if nothing else is right with Pearson, you definitely want to make sure your exams are in order because by the end, the exams count for nearly 80% of your overall grade. So,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to scoff at the exams. You want to do whatever you got to do to get those in order. So I like what we did. You showed me that you had something going on there. It wasn't totally blank. So I was like, cool. That was enough for me to work with. We were able to at least get you bumped up by a letter grade where you don't have to do the whole thing over again.
Exactly. I appreciate the opportunity, Mr. Professor.
It's you. You did it. That was you. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm just a facilitator, right? I'm just pointing you guys in different places and trying to help you on your way. That was awesome. Any other questions from anyone before we go our separate ways? That was really good. Okay. So if there aren't any burning questions, that was fantastic for me because then I get feedback. I can see where you guys are at. You can't just, finesse,
Yeah.
It's a remote class, so it is what it is until if it were up to me, obviously, I would have like a testing center, but we just don't have that set up yet. So you just, it is what it is until.
Yeah, I prefer to be in person.
I actually prefer remote. Because what happens, I mean, I do agree it is a little bit better and it's different as far as the back and forth and the exchange, but it's so taxing on me. Like for instance, I got a 9 o'clock class. In order for me to get to that 9 o'clock class on time, I would need to get to Morehouse by 8, which means I need to leave the house by like 7. This is just
okay.
If I'm leaving at 7, that means I got to get up by like 5:30, 6 o'clock to make a 9 o'clock class. Versus the way it is now, I'll be rolling out of bed like 10 minutes before class. And I get and it's better for me because then I have more of my energy, then I can kind of be available a lot better.
That's true.
But I do acknowledge that there is something about being in person where, you get body language and eye contact and it's a totally different experience. The way it is right now, a lot more of it is on you guys because you have to be disciplined, self-motivated, and I know I'm fully aware about that trap. That's a trap, right? But and it leads to a lot of other things. But given the climate of everything, it is what it is. I don't want to keep you guys any longer. If there aren't any burning questions, we're going to end the session here. Congratulations to the student from today. I think it doesn't get much better than that. You save yourself a lot of time and energy.
I know when you said take it again, my heart broke because I've been trying.
Oh, I know. That sounds like, wait a minute, because I know how long these things just
exactly, and then it randomizes. So like I was like, the stars aligned for me on this one, like this.
I'm willing to do stuff like that. Like I'm totally open to it. Like
I really like that. It's pressuring, but I like it's fair.
So. Okay, guys, that was awesome. We're going to end the session here. And from one beautiful mind to another, enjoy the rest of the day. Okay, guys, take care. Peace.
All right. Have a good day, Professor.
don't know.